Hi, you are welcome to the first ever edition of Ask the Trichologist. My name is Atilola and I'm a certified trichologist at African Naturalistas Hair Clinic. African Naturalistas is your one-stop center for all your hair care needs. So we have hair products, we have a hair clinic, we have memberships, we have all the solutions to help you solve your hair and scalp problems, and we'll be talking about that at the end of the video. But today it is Ask the Trichologist. It is our initiative to help you solve all your hair and scalp problems here on YouTube. So basically, how does it work? You just send a question, or you send questions to us and we answer the questions live on YouTube. Simple as ABC, easy peasy. So we sent out notifications to people to ask a trichologist their questions. And these questions are the questions we are going to be answering on today's edition of Ask the Trichologist. It's our premiere edition, and as we go on, it's going to be getting better. Yes, one of our audiences are asking, is a trichologist a medical professional? How do you differ from someone who calls themselves doctors? Do you prescribe medications for scalp ailments? Yeah, a trichologist is not a doctor. A trichologist is not a surgeon. A trichologist is a, what will you call, auxiliary to a doctor or what. So what we do is we solve hair and scalp hair loss issues and scalp disorders using topical solutions. So basically, we don't prescribe drugs, we don't perform surgery, and we don't have license to perform surgery. We don't have license to perform to prescribe drugs. So everything we do it on the topical level. We do it on the surface level. We can go past the epidermis level to the dermis level, and that is where it basically ends for us. We don't deal with the insides. We stay on the scalp and on the dermis. Yeah, I hope that's like really clear. So the next question I have here, somebody says, my scalp is always itchy, what do I do? Well, this is a very generic question, and I will not be able to tell you what to do because it depends on what is causing the scalp itch. It can be product buildup. It can be that you are allergic to something. It can be that you have a scalp disorder. It can be that something happened in your body. There are hormonal changes going on. There are so many reasons why your scalp can be itching, and I have to find out the reason why your scalp is itching before I prescribe, oh, this, do that, do that. This is not a prescription program, but at least I can offer advice on what to do if I find out, like, if I know what exactly is causing your scalp to itch. So I will need more information to be able to answer that question and tell you this is exactly what you should do. Some people, it can even be extensions. It can be a bad batch of extensions that you're using on your scalp. It can be so many things. Some people have contact dermatitis. There is a solution. If it's contact dermatitis, then you get rid of what is making your scalp itch, or you wash those extensions with water and apple cider vinegar. If it is your build-up, then probably you want to reduce the amount of activities, or you wash more often. If it is a scalp disorder, then you have to get a proper diagnosis to the scalp disorder and then get the treatment after the diagnosis has been passed. So there are many reasons why your scalp can be itching, and then the solution depends on the cause. I hope that is really clear. Our next question here says, how can I cure my alopecia? Whoa, how can I cure my alopecia? Basically, alopecia, there's really nothing like alopecia. It's just like saying, how can I cure my sickness? What kind of sickness? So what kind of alopecia is it? Is it traction alopecia? Is it androgenic alopecia? Is it alopecia areata? Is it CCCA, central secretrical centrifugal alopecia? Is it frontal follicular alopecia, alopecia ophiosis, alopecia universalis, alopecia totalis? It depends on the kind of alopecia. You have to go and get a proper diagnosis, just similar to the previous question I answered. Get a proper diagnosis, then we will talk about how you can cure this. And when you get a proper diagnosis, I'm sure the person that is giving you that diagnosis will be able to offer you a solution. So if you don't have, if you're in Lagos, Nigeria, you can come over to the hair clinic. The description box is going to have the the more details about African Naturalistas in general. But if you're not in Lagos, Nigeria, you can go to any trichologist in your locality and get a proper diagnosis. Or if you want to go for online trichology consultations, which we also offer, then that is there for you. But you have to get a proper diagnosis first before you can tell the solution to your own kind of alopecia. So alopecia is just a generic word, you get. So I will need more information about this. I will need more details, and if you come for consultation with us, whether physical or online, then we'll need to see physically what exactly is happening to your hair, and then we will tell you what you should be doing. No guesses, no suggestions, nothing. We go straight to the diagnosis. I hope that has been helpful. I know it didn't give you the answer that you need, but it takes you a step further to finding a solution. The next question here says, I have dandruff. I have used several anti-dandruff shampoos, but they don't work. How do you know you have dandruff? Like, you have dandruff? Were you diagnosed to have dandruff? Because I am not really sure what you have here is dandruff, because if you're saying you have used several anti-dandruff shampoos over the years or over the months, you should be seeing a solution to your problem right now. But if you are not seeing a solution after using several anti-dandruff shampoos, then I am likely inclined to believe that what you have is more serious than dandruff. That is why you need to get a proper diagnosis. That is why you need to get a proper diagnosis, because if you have dandruff, then you should have seen it. You should have seen a solution. You get one dandruff shampoo once in a week, or anti-dandruff shampoos once in a week, once in 2 weeks should be able to clear your dandruff. But if it hasn't cleared your dandruff, you might have something more serious like seborrhea, seborrheic dermatitis, psoriasis, and so many other scalp disorders. It is not even things like ringworm. Yeah, so it is not just about having what you call dandruff because your scalp is flaking and maybe it's itching and it's dry. You need to get a proper diagnosis. Just like I said to the last person, you have to consult with a trichologist. You can consult with us either physically or online, or online trichology consultations are the ways we reach people all over the world that are not residents in Lagos, Nigeria. But you can also consult with a trichologist in your local vicinity, or a dermatologist, to get the reason why your scalp is experiencing what is experiencing. But I'm inclined to think that it is something more serious than dandruff. So yeah, that is it. A dandruff shampoo should help you with your dandruff. For more serious ones, then you have to do things even on a daily basis and not just during the wash day session. I hope that has been able to help you or move you further to finding solutions to your hair care, to your scalp disorder. Then the last question we'll be taking for today: do hair transplants really work? Well, I will say it depends. It depends. Hair transplants work for some people and they don't work for some people, and that is because of the factors that surround the person's scalp. So hair transplants are good for people that are suffering from scarring alopecia like CCCA, traction alopecia, frontal follicular alopecia, and some other kinds of alopecia, right? It doesn't work for some kinds of alopecia like the androgenic alopecia or the alopecia areata, because those are other kinds of alopecia that has nothing to do with scarring or mechanical form of hair loss. So when you have a scarring or a mechanical form of hair loss, sometimes scar tissues would have formed underneath the scalp, and if those scar tissues are very thick and all, they are capable of really completely stopping your hair follicles from accessing nutrients that will support hair growth. So how hair transplants work is that they lift the hair follicles, they lift, like you uproot a plant totally with the roots from one part of your farmland to another farm to plant it elsewhere. That's how they uproot the follicles with the bulb and everything, and the blood vessels and all, the part linking to the blood vessels, and they plant it in another part where you are experiencing hair loss. And it's expected that over time, that follicle will be able to access the blood supplying vessels in that area, and then the hair will continue growing. Now, if those follicles don't access that blood supplying area, what will happen is that over time, 1 month, 2 months, the hair will fall off. That is why the transplants are successful for some and not successful for some, because of the level of scarring that has occurred under that person's scalp. And that is where a scalp biopsy comes in. Before you go for a surgery, you're supposed to have a scalp biopsy done by the person that is planning to do the surgery for you, and they should be able to tell you truthfully whether this is going to work for you or not. So for some people, it's just basically trial and error. For some people, this thing is not going to work. You can see right from there, the scar tissue is too thick, it's not going to work. And for some people, yeah, it's most likely going to work. So it all depends. It's one thing, it depends on the kind of alopecia that you are having, and it also depends on the kind, on what is going on underneath that scalp of yours, before we can tell whether hair transplants are going to work for you. We don't do hair transplants at our hair clinic because we are like total trichology, so we don't do transplants. We have other treatments, so which is another thing. You don't have to go for transplants like right there and then. There are other hair care solutions like micro needling, low level laser therapy, high frequency treatment, radio frequency, all which we offer at our hair clinic here in Lagos, Nigeria. So there are other forms of hair loss recovery options that are available for you before you go for the almighty, hair transplants, which might not even work for you depending on what is going on underneath your scalp. I hope that is clear. Yeah, so for other things that we offer at African Naturalistas, I would like you to check the description box below. Our membership programs for people that even have good hair is called the Good Hair Tribe. Our hair products, which we deliver worldwide, all our services will be there, and the links to be able to reach us and access them is there in the description box below for you, and then you would be able to know which one of these will serve you best. But I'm going to see you next week on next episode of Ask the Trichologist. This is our first episode. We hope to do better. We hope to bring you more questions or more answers that will help you in your hair care journey. So if you have a question, you can ask in the comment section below. We are going to take your questions in the next episode of Ask the Trichologist, or send an email to ATT, that's Ask the Trichologist, ATT@africannaturalistas.com. All the details will be in the description box below, so just check it out. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that when the next episode is out, you are going to get information about it. So just subscribe, click the notification bell, and drop your comments.